comfortable shave every time. Okay, folks, coming up tomorrow night, right here on this show, Jane Pauley will be with us. Also, very funny guy, comic actor Nick Bakay, and musical guest Bare Naked Ladies. So be here. That'll be cool. We're gonna rock out. Sorry about that. All right, folks, my next guest starred in 8 Men Out, Gardens of Stone, and The Cutting Edge. If you happen to find yourself in Sag Harbor, New York, you can catch him in Blue Light at the Bay Street Theater Festival. Please welcome D.B. Sweeney. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
We actually have a bit of a past together.
Yeah,
we should explain now.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to get into that.
Well, I think we have to. I was afraid you were going to come out here and take a swing at me.
No.
Let me explain to people exactly what the situation here is. About 2 years ago, before I got this job, I was living on the upstairs of this really nice apartment building, and below me, I remember the day, a beautiful model moved in. Gorgeous model moved in. And so I remembered, you know, I was attracted to this woman, just the way you would be to any neighbor. And, and I keep, you know, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, hey, who knows? Maybe one day, you know, I deliver her mail or something. You never know. And then one day, just suddenly, I see her pull up in like a red Mustang or something with you in the front seat. You were going out with this woman, and
Right.
it completely destroyed my life, and I've hated you. Hated you forever. I don't really hate you, no. I remembered though, that's sort of how we met. We like met in the hallway of the apartment building, and I was heartbroken.
No, I remember she kept mentioning the guy upstairs, and then...
You're kidding, really?
And then finally,
Is this true? She kept mentioning the...
Yeah, it is true. And then finally when
Tell
I met
me more.
you...
What kind of things did she say?
I met you on the stairwell.
Uh-huh.
And I remember you looked pretty good. You had on, I think, like a boss suit or something, and you know, you were looking pretty sharp.
I would wear that when she was around, yeah.
Yeah. And so she introduced me, and I thought, oh, okay, all right, I see. And then next week you were, you know, you were here. So
That's
I
right.
Figured, I thanked NBC for saving my relationship.
Well, I don't think there was really any danger of... But I remember, this is the one thing I remembered, is that she... I felt like the luckiest guy in the world, because she lived down there, but all her friends were beautiful models. All of them. And she would, like, have 50, you know, when she was moving in, like, 15 beautiful models were helping her move in, you know? And they were, like, coming upstairs and saying, do you, like, have, you know, like, a screwdriver or something? And I just remembered, it was, yeah, oh, man, I got 9 of them right back here. I remembered it just being, you know, does she still live in that same apartment building?
Yeah, she still lives there. And some actor moved in upstairs who I'm not going to mention, but we'd rather have you because he stomps around all hours of the day. I think he's working on his anger or something.
Oh, really?
So it was a lot better when you were there because...
Maybe he's watching right now. Hey,
Yeah.
clown, take off your shoes when you walk around at night. It's irritating.
Exactly.
No, I was always very careful to walk quietly.
You took off your shoes at the door like a Japanese person, as I recall.
I took my shoes off at the door, yeah. The odor didn't bother you?
No, not at all.
Good.
Not at all.
No, I was very careful to be good. So everything's fine. The relationship's still going?
Going good, yeah.
I see. All right. All right. No, I'm all over it now. But let me ask you, I know this is a little unusual because we're used to seeing you in movies, but right now you're doing a play.
Right.
You're doing Blue Light.
Yeah, it's a new play with Diane Wiest and Mercedes Ruehl, and it deals with the subject of Holocaust denial. There's a whole movement of people out there who want to convince everybody that the Holocaust never happened.
Right.
Which is, when you first hear it, you think, well, there's no way anybody could be serious about that. But actually, it's a growing movement, and there are more people today who are willing to accept the possibility that the Holocaust might not have happened than there were 20 years ago. So this
is an important thing to be doing.
Yeah.
And you're working with, is it Sidney Lumet directing it?
Yeah, Sidney Lumet.
Now, he's directed you before, right?
Yeah, he hired me. He gave me my first job in the movie business, in a movie called Power. And he hired me right on the spot. And I was instantly admitted into the movie business.
You mean you had never worked in a movie?
Never.
When you say right on the spot, you mean he just like saw you out a cab window? And...
Yeah, well, since, you know, most of the times I think you...
that guy right there, I like him.
But they usually you have an audition, you have a callback or something, and then you either get the job or don't get the job. But very few people say, you know, you're the guy on the spot. So it was only for one line, so it wasn't like he was taking a big chance or anything. So he hires me on the spot. I do the line. He says, yeah, that was good, and you're in. And they'll talk to you, and then we'll see you in 2 months. And I thought, well, wait a second, don't we have to have a ceremony or something that I'm in? And he said, no. And so I'm out the door, and I'm at the elevator, but I have nobody to tell or celebrate.
You're really excited.
Yeah, I'm in the movie business now. So Dom DeLuise walks up to the elevator, and I know he's in the movie business. So I said, hi, you're Dom DeLuise. I'm D.B. Sweeney. You don't know me yet, but I'm in the movie business, and I'm going to be seeing you. So, it's a commissary or something. I don't know.
You just thought that everybody who's in movies,
they all hang
they have
out
like barbecues together all the time.
Yeah, out in Beverly Hills or someplace.
I love that.
Hollywood sign.
You just want to share the news with somebody, and there's Dom DeLuise.
And he was really terrific about it. He, he was very, if somebody did it to me, I hope I'd be in a good mood and, have the response he had. But he was very sweet about it.
Welcome them to the fraternity.
Yeah.
All right.
And so he was the right guy to tell it to.
Yeah. Well, can you hang on one second? Sure. We want to do a commercial. We're going to come right back, discuss a few more things. We'll have more with D.B. Sweeney when we come back, folks. Sweeney. Now, you mentioned in the last segment that Lumet gave you your first job. Now, before that, you were actually driving a cab here in New York, weren't you?
Yeah, that's true. I was going to school and driving a cab and trying to do plays and just trying to figure out if I could get into the movie business and meet Dom DeLuise.
Any way to meet Dom DeLuise. That's why I'm here. I'm doing this. I haven't met him yet, but
I might be able to arrange it actually because I know him.
If you really,
yeah.
If you could meet a meeting between me and
if you're watching Dom.
If you're watching Dom,
I'm going to bring Conan down.
Maybe it's Dom. Maybe it's Dom who lives above you. Is he the actor?
That would explain a lot.
Yeah. Just check that out. Make sure. But what's it like when you drive a cab? Is that a dangerous job? Or?
I guess I was just too young and stupid to realize how dangerous it was. I just wanted to drive a checker. You know, when they used to have those
big you don't see those around anymore, checker cabs.
They don't make them anymore, I don't think. And they were good cars. You could pretty much run into anything and keep going.
That's not a good thing to say during your test for the...
No, it's true, but...
Hey, this is great. I could hit anything and keep going.
It's really... I remember one time I wasn't really paying attention. I ran into the back of one of those newer cars, I think like a Chevy or a Plymouth, one of those, those boxy cars like that. And I kind of just tapped him, and I was like, oh, sorry. And I backed up, and his fender came off. And I really didn't mean it or anything. I mean, it was just sort of like one of those taps, but, it's pretty much a military vehicle, checker. So...
It actually has a rifle mounted on the back,
Yeah, it's got all kinds of accessories. There's a safe in it built right into the floor. They were really cool cars. Like, so you would take your money and you put it right into this safe.
And it just falls out the bottom of the car.
Yeah, so the guy who just got out can get it back, a little refund. But you can't get the money until you get to the end of your shift. So if you get held up, it's like, take the safe,
Well, that's stupid. You want to be able to give them the money, right?
I guess that's what they figured out. That's why they took the safe out. They had a lot of dead drivers. So
yeah, I mean, it's not, I mean, if I were a cab driver, I wouldn't want to be saying, hey, tough luck, it's in that safe. What are you going to do now? Not a good thing to do.
No. So they don't have that anymore, but I wasn't very good at driving a cab because I was sort of fairly new to living in New York City, and there were so many interesting things that I didn't know about that when people would go there, like they'd go to the Guggenheim Museum or something, they'd get out and I'd look at this building and be like, wow, this is really cool. And I'd park the cab and throw the meter in the trunk and go walk around the Guggenheim for 4 hours. And then somebody would be going to a ball game, and I'd do the same thing. And at about 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd have about $32.
Right.
And you need like 85 just to break even, renting the cab and paying the gas and everything. So
now, when you took someone to the airport, would you like get on a plane and go somewhere? And
that's what I actually should
check it out. Wow, Disney World is cool. It's great.
I gotta be back. But no, I wasn't very good at making money at it, but I was really good at racing down 2nd Avenue. I would always win.
So you're the guy.
That's me, yeah.
Now, why aren't there more checker cabs? Because whenever I get in a checker cab, the few times that I've gotten in one, they're really spacious and they're great.
I think they started, either they stopped making them or they just kind of phased them out. They're more expensive to maintain, I think, and those newer cars all have better air conditioning. Checkers are like there's a certain kind of person that likes nostalgia and all that stuff, but they're not very good for air conditioning or suspension or, they're not really comfortable.
Still, you should get one for your private life. Just drive around L.A. and, smash into people in Porsches.
Great. Because you could pretty much take 2 pedestrians on the fender alone, they wouldn't even come up on the hood. Whereas,
You're a great advertisement for New York City cab driver.
I was
It's
the last
awesome. You
American.
can hit a guy and keep going, and no one knows.
There's nobody actually that I was the last guy that spoke English to drive a cab in New York. It's a little known fact. But I don't speak it well.
Did you give a farewell address?
Yeah, they had a little ceremony and
A little ceremony when you were the last one.
right, and they gave me some Berlitz tapes. They said in case I wanted to come back,
You got to learn these.
got to learn another language. So,
Well, hey, listen, will you come back sometime? We had a lot of other stuff to talk to.
Yeah,
We
I'd
never
love
got
to.
to it. Hey, it was nice meeting you again.
meet you.
Yeah. My best to the missus. Stevie Sweeney, everybody. Folks, we'll be right back with Mazzy Star. We'll see you in a second.